Chance is one of those films I saw recommended in the comments section a good while back. At the time I gave it a quick Google, saw the film poster and thought, no, this just looks like it's going to be way too depressing. So I decided to put it aside and do The Last Unicorn instead.
Oh, I love you.
Much better. I've stated before that animal cruelty is probably the thing that gets to me the most, which is why I still think Plague Dogs is the most depressing film I've reviewed, and was also the most depressing to edit, at least at the time of this video. So I kind of ignored this film for a while, until recently I was going through my watch list of films and shows to review, and saw this one on the list, and thought, fuck it! Lockdown has gotten me depressed already, so may as well watch a depressing film. Kinda like how you seek out depressing music when you're already feeling sad, I guess. But upon watching this film, Chance really wasn't what I was expecting. Yeah, it still had the tragic story about dogfighting, but the real tragedy of the film came in a different form.
What's the matter, baby? Don't you think I'm pretty?
Yeah, so right off the bat you can see that the animation looks a bit underwhelming. The film was written by Kenny Young and directed by Kenny Roy, who's actually worked on visual effects for big hit films such as King Kong, Chronicle, and probably the most well known, Scooby-Doo 2.
Check out my pecs, little man.
But I just want to say early on that I don't mean any ill will to the animators of this film, as looking at the credits, only 5 animators worked on it, which for a 1 hour and 30-minute film, I imagine is quite tough. So please don't take this as a personal attack on the animators themselves. Plus I did look up some of the studio's previous animated shorts, and they are animated much better. However, at the same time, this film is currently selling for over £12 on Amazon, so I do need to hold it to some standard, and thus will still apply some objective criticism. And you know, animation isn't everything. So let's not judge a book by its cover, and try to give this film a proper chance. After all, if the story and characters are well written and give us enough emotional investment, surely we'll be able to look past it all, right? Well, let's enter the ring and find out. But first, a quick shout out to this video's sponsor, Ridge Wallet, with its light, sleek, and industrial design that doesn't awkwardly bulge in your pocket.
But tell me, Eddie, is that wallet in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
You can certainly see the size difference from my old wallet. There's over 30 colours and styles to choose from, including burnt titanium and carbon fibre, which is the one I personally went for. Ridge Wallet comes with a lifetime warranty, plus a 45-day free trial, so if for whatever reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you can send it back and get a full refund. Just head on over to ridge.com/SteveReviews and use the code SteveReviews to get 10% off today, plus free shipping and returns. Thank you so much guys, now back to the review. Okay, 3 seconds into the film's opening and I'm already feeling sad. We open up on a house in the suburbs where we're introduced to our main character, Chance.
Why are you always staring at the baubles, Chance?
Okay, fine, have it your way, America. Where we're introduced to our main character, Chance. Chance is sat in the garden daydreaming whilst the other dogs play.
You're the zinkiest Hotana ever.
Yeah, it's probably worth mentioning early on that the dogs seem to have their own names and terminologies for certain things, with dogs being called Hatanas, clouds being called Bombles, and humans being called Crots. This all ties in with the dogs also having their own religious beliefs, with a god whom they refer to as Asani.
We were created by Asani and named Hatonis.
Kinda similar to Watership Down with the rabbits and their god, I guess. This happy lifestyle doesn't last long, however, who would have guessed, as Chance is sold off and taken away by a new owner. But not just any owner though, but an owner who keeps dogs specifically to fight other dogs. In his new yard, Chance befriends a young female pitbull named Sugar, and a young male pitbull named Hannibal. After getting a glimpse into what dog fighting involves, Chance says that he doesn't want to fight and would rather die than have to kill one of his own kind. Hannibal says that he will teach Chance how to fight, and I guess Chance just got over his moral dilemma as he quickly accepts the proposal, and we get a happy little montage of the three friends training. Christ, talk about a tonal shift. One minute we're appalled by the idea of the dogs fighting, next it's turned into a cute and motivating montage, complete with bright and chirpy music. Aw, look at them clinging onto that branch. Someday it will be another dog's neck. Oh, but don't get too comfy, as we then go straight back into the dark and sinister tone as we see Chance having his ears severed, only to then bounce back to the fun and jolly times where Sugar is now giving Chance those creepy Nala eyes. We jump forward in time where our three heroes are now all grown up.
Hannibal, you're the fighter, and Sugar is the breeder.
Who says I'm gonna breed with anyone?
I'm patient. It's only a matter of time.
Smooth, buddy. Later that night, Hannibal and Chance are selected to take part in the next dogfight. Hannibal goes in first and manages to win his fight.
Don't worry, it's not my blood.
Chance goes in second and also manages to win his fight, but refuses to kill the other dog at the end. So despite technically winning the fight, he is still brutally punished by his owner.
Stupid dog!
Whilst in confinement, Chance meets another dog who's been chained up for refusing to fight. The other dog tells him of a distant place named Haven.
No starving, no fighting, no killing, no dying.
The next day, Chance is released from confinement and tells Sugar and Hannibal about Haven. Determined to find the place, the dogs attempt to break out of the yard. Chance manages to escape, but unfortunately, Sugar and Hannibal do not.
Spice. And everything nice.
Chance runs off into the city, where he meets a street dog named Mutt.
Hey, take it easy, buddy. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Who I can't tell if he's ridden with some sort of fur mange, or the animation just couldn't render the fur properly. Mutt shows Chance how to survive on the streets, and Chance tells him about Haven and how he's trying to find it. After getting over his laughing fit, Mutt agrees to help Chance, and the two head back to the yard to rescue Sugar and Hannibal. But unfortunately, it looks like they're already being followed. But the wheels aren't even turning. The two get separated in the chase, and Chance is tranquilized and caught, where he is brought back to a yard that is, you guessed it, also used for dogfights. I mean, man, what are the chances, am I right? Chance is once again put into the arena, and again, despite winning the fight, refuses to kill his opponent. So Chance is put into the yard with an old dog named Thor.
My name is Thor. My job is to make you the best killer that you can be.
Which again, similar to the training scene I mentioned earlier, creates a massive tonal shift, as it's portrayed to be an inspiring montage, like what you'd expect to see in something like a Rocky film. But in Rocky, you're actually rooting for Rocky to become stronger and better so he can beat his opponent. In this film, however, we don't want Chance to become stronger so he can beat up the other dogs. We want him to escape and live a life of peace. So this motivational training kind of sends out a mixed message, especially when his final challenge is for him to catch and kill an innocent chicken. Like, what did the chicken ever do to you? Despite the progress made in his training, Chance still misses Sugar, and so breaks out of the yard and makes his way back to her. But when he gets to her, there's a little bit of a complication.
I can't run away with you, Chance. Well, I'm gonna have puppies soon.
Oh ho ho, plot twist. And no, these aren't Chance's puppies, but are in fact Hannibal's. You dog, you. Though I must admit, with the way Chance referred to Hannibal earlier about finding a girl,
He needs a female to help him. Relax.
Hannibal's not interested in any of the females in this yard.
the way Chance said that, I thought he was hinting to the fact that Hannibal was gay. But nope, I guess it was just a tactical diversion, Hannibal playing the long game. Enraged by the news, Chance finally snaps and runs back to the other yard with Thor, where he's now accepted his fate as a fighter dog.
I am a dog. I fight and I kill.
The next day, Chance and Thor are taken to a dogfighting arena, where the rules are that every dog is set to fight to the death.
Until the last dog is standing.
And of course, who else should be at this fighting arena but Hannibal?
Did not see that coming.
Hannibal tries to apologize for what happened, but Chance is having none of it.
Aren't you gonna say something?
I am a dog. I fight and I kill.
And yeah, we all know where this is going to go now, don't we? So the fight tournament gets underway, and eventually we are left with just Chance, Thor, and Hannibal.
Does this mean that you, me, and Hannibal are all the winners?
Not until the last dog is standing.
And I'll just put a little spoiler warning here for those who don't want to know how the film ends. So if you'd like to skip the spoilers, please jump to this part of the video. There's your warning. First up to fight is Thor versus Hannibal, where despite Thor seeming to have the advantage, Thor actually throws the fight, letting Hannibal kill him and win. This is actually a really emotional moment in the film. The way Thor gives Chance that final look to say goodbye is actually really well done, where despite the low budget CG, still manages to convey the emotion perfectly without uttering a single word. So now we're down to the final fight, Chance versus Hannibal. The stakes are high. Not only has Hannibal had puppies with Sugar, but he has now also killed Chance's friend. Despite all the rage in his heart, however, Chance can't bring himself to fight Hannibal. So the fight is called off and both dogs are put in their cages, wondering what the humans are going to do with them. Now, I'm gonna be honest, even though this was kind of expected, it still felt a bit underwhelming with how fast it happened. There was no real build up or tension. They very quickly decided that they're not gonna fight one another, and honestly, I think The Simpsons did a much better job at this with Bart and Lisa in the ice hockey tournament.
Great game, Lise. Great game, Bart.
And then this happens.
Since we won't fight each other, we're both gonna have to face the real champion, the Reaper.
Okay, what the fuck? Who is this dog and where has he been this entire fight tournament? Thor did mention earlier in the film that the last dog anyone faces is a dog named the Reaper.
All dogs who fight and kill long enough will one day meet the Reaper. No dog can beat the Reaper. To fight the Reaper, is to die.
But I kind of took that as the Reaper being a more metaphorical sense of death, rather than an actual character, similar to the Black Rabbit concept in Watership Down. And I think the film itself wanted the audience to believe that too, as even our main character seems pretty perplexed by his existence.
We're both gonna have to face the real champion, the Reaper.
He's real?
The other problem with this whole development is that we've already peaked. We've had the climatic show between Chance and Hannibal. That was the fight this film was building to. Through their friendship over the years and how it all fell apart, that final fight and whether they were actually going to go through with it was meant to be the emotional payoff. The fight with the Reaper just feels tacked on. And even though this dog is supposedly bigger and stronger than all of the other dogs, I don't feel any emotional weight to it. So Hannibal goes in to fight the Reaper and dies. Just like that. And so now we're left with Chance, who has to face off against this super dog. And just like in Rocky fashion, Chance looks like he's going to lose the fight, but thanks to his training from Thor, manages to best the giant beast and win. Which again, is a little bit conflicting, as we're not really rooting for Chance like we should be, as we don't want him to actually beat the other dog, as the other dog is just another innocent caught up in this messed up world of dogfighting. Fortunately, however, the film does seem to remember this at the last second, and has Chance finally stand up against the humans, and having the other dogs rally behind him, even though earlier it was implied that only he, Thor and Hannibal were the only dogs remaining.
Does this mean that you, me, and Hannibal are all the winners?
Chance manages to escape back to Sugar, and rallies the other dogs in the yard to escape.
Hatonas! Our time has come! We have to work together to leave the yard. Do you want to stay here and die like dogs? Or live free like Hatonas?
During the escape, Chance is shot by the owner and is left dying on the ground. In what is again, fair play to the film, a pretty emotional goodbye. Or at least it was until they tried animating these god-awful dog tears. I mean, dogs don't even cry, why the hell would you do this? The scene cuts where we find Sugar and her pups have made it to the dog shelter, named Haven. Yep, that was real too. Again, kind of thought the idea of Haven being this peaceful place where dogs can live freely, being a metaphor for heaven, but I guess not. Where it seems Mutt has also made it there too. Yeah, remember Mutt? He was in this film. Oh, but you know who else has also made it to Haven? Yep, that's right. Chance. Chance is there too, with nothing more than just a flesh wound, despite being shot twice at point blank range. I guess that emotional goodbye meant nothing after all. We look up towards the clouds, where we see Thor and Hannibal looking down upon them, where the film ends and the credits roll. And that was Chance. I must say I've never felt more conflicted when reviewing a film, because despite all of its shortcomings, I know it was made with good intentions, and is trying to push a moral that I myself am very much behind. The only issue is that due to the poor animation quality, most mainstream viewers aren't going to watch it, so you're not really going to get your message out there, and the only people that will watch it are those that were already heavily invested in the cause beforehand. And again, I know there was a very small team to work on this, and I'm sure they worked extensively hard on it. But the truth of the matter is, the animation sucks, and it makes it very difficult to become invested in our characters. And even if the animation was up to par, there are still many story elements that hold it back, like the constant tonal shift, lackluster final act, and bad pacing. Like, this entire city sequence felt like filler. You could cut from Chance running out of the first yard to him immediately getting chased down and tranquilized, and nothing would change. So I really don't know why it was included. So in the end, we're left with a film that had the best of intentions, but ended up with some of the worst results.
Some of the worst things imaginable will be done with the best intentions.
If you want to watch a dog film that better highlights the elements of animal cruelty, I would say go for Plague Dogs instead, which offers great animation, much more in-depth characters, and an ending which leaves much more of an emotional impact. Anyway, that's all for today guys. Please like if you enjoyed, and let me know below what your thoughts are on the film, and also remember to keep those recommendations coming in. But until the next one guys, take care.